the beer and the foam would go away. That's what they used to do back in the olden days. Now they just put salt in the beer.
That's the backwoods country way of getting rid of the foam. When you got the keg,
right.
when you tap the kegger. But yeah, that's funny. Oh man.
Yeah. And yo, so I got some family that's like way out in the boonies too. Like I got some country family, and so for the video Follow Me, that's actually coming out next Friday, 7 days from right now. I went back to the country to where like all like my old time family, like my great grandmother lived on this road, and she had 12 kids. So every single one of them kids, basically most of them kids, all bought a house because she owned like the whole property, the whole land. They all have a house on this dirt road. And it's like, so a bunch of different houses. They got like so much property back there. And then like, so I didn't grow up over there. I kind of grew up a little more like suburban and stuff like that. Not so much in the country, but I would always hang out with the cousins out there. So I always kind of had like some type of a connection to being out in the country and all that. So for Follow Me video, I went out in the country. And it's dope. That's why that's why like videos. This video's getting look so dope because it's like I went back to like the roots, right? It's like right out in the country with my family and all that. Oh yeah, you guys are gonna like it.
Yeah, when's that coming out?
That's coming out Friday, 7 days from right now, the 2nd.
Next Friday, y'all be sure to stay tuned to Lyrically Rap because we're gonna have that new Buggy video for y'all.
Oh yeah, it's top notch quality too, man. My videographers went in on this one.
Nice.
What album did you first hear that said that like, hey man, I love hip hop, like I need to be in this shit, like I need to start listening to this shit constantly? Like what album was that for you?
Before I even liked hip hop, the artist that I liked was Michael Jackson, right? And he's actually from Indiana.
Yeah,
he's from a different area. Yeah, he's from Gary. That's where I was staying at last year when I was up for work. I had a hotel like just near Gary, and I thought that was cool just because I'm like, oh, Michael Jackson was born. But so he was like my idol growing up, right? And he wasn't hip hop, but he did like the Motown. Then he got into pop, and like there was a lot of like funk in there, and I hear it in hip hop, like in R&B and even some rap and all that. I can hear his influence everywhere, right? So it's kind of like that's why I just kind of feel like he's like the father of some stuff because if he never made the music he made, I think music would be totally different today. I think a lot of credit goes to him because I can hear the influence in it. So growing up only listening like to Michael Jackson and then kind of like making my way into hip hop. Like I started out with, like I told you guys before, 50 Cent with Nelly and stuff like that. Like I could hear his influence. But I got heavy into hip hop after that. Like I was just listening to like just straight rap. Like DMX was my dude for a little bit.
There you go.
And but first hip hop album
DMX back in the day.
Oh yeah, and he's still making music. Hey, good music is good music. You gotta give credit where it's due, right? Because a lot of that music back then, I mean, it's better than what you hear on the radio nowadays, right?
It is. Yeah.
Is there good music on the radio nowadays?
Exactly, right?
Who even listens to radio anymore? Not really. I bet you do with your long car rides. But everybody has Spotify and everything else. So the radio's not even like
because of my long car rides, I gotta like diversify, right? So I'll listen to the radio every once and then I got my Spotify, of course, and I also listen to audiobooks all the time. I get a free audiobook every month from
Let's get in your audiobooks, man, because I'm a nerd and I listen to a lot of audiobooks. So what's your audiobook selection? What are you listening to right now, Buggy?
Well, right now I'm listening to, it's a book called This Is Marketing. But yeah, I get a free audiobook every month. So every month for the past 3 years, I'm listening to an audiobook. I never miss it. And it's by Gary something. I forget this guy's name, the author, but it's pretty good. It's on marketing, and I've been meaning to get into it for a while, and it took a while, but finally I was like, okay, this is the next book. I'm getting into marketing because I want to try and like market my music and stuff like that, right? Like with digital and social marketing. So I thought this would be a good suit. And this guy's got some good information. Sometimes it's hard to keep my eyes open. Some of the stuff is so boring, but it's good information when you can like buckle down and listen to it.
So how do you balance your time between your crazy ass work schedule, making your music, and then trying to market it?
Earplugs, but they're actually Bluetooth one. I have those in all day, every single day, and that's what I rotate between listening to Audible, get my education in, also listening to myself to better myself. I'm always listening to my own music and listen to like the new stuff too, because I'm always interested in like new music, go back to the old stuff, and some new beats that I'm working on too, like think of a flow. There's so many times where I gotta hurry up and quick record on my phone to like try and say like a quick melody or a quick flow that I thought of, or a line that I gotta write down quick, or I'll have to run to the bathroom stall real quick, lock the door, and I'm just writing nonstop with the earphone in my ear listening to the beat because I thought of something, like had an epiphany of something real quick. That's how a lot of the songs came up. Probably all of them actually.
Straight grinding, man.
Yeah.
You
and
ready,
anytime
dude?
I get
You ready? You
I
ready?
get a 15-minute break. Oh yeah, that's why. And I always think too, like with most of my songs that I'm writing, just on like a 15-minute break or like a half-hour lunch or something like that. Like what would happen? What could I do if I were to be able to make music full time? If I could quit my job and only work on music? That's what I always ask myself.
Well, let's talk about that. What does Buggie have to do to make music full time?
Well, see, I really want to stay independent because I want to own my own masters, and I respect all the independent artists out there.
Amen.
But at the same time, for me to actually quit my job, I'd almost need a record label to be like, hey, here's some money up front. We know you make this much a year. We want to give you this much and offer it even more, and being like, quit your job now and let's get an album going.
You got to watch out for those shady-ass record deals, though, man.
I know, and that's why I want to stay independent, because I don't trust any of them record labels, but that's almost what would have to happen for me to like quit today type thing. Otherwise, this is going to be a long game.
Yeah, because Spotify, man, they don't pay much for listens, do they?
No, they don't pay much. I mean, with my streams now, I'll make a couple $100 a month. But,
that's actually pretty good, though.
The way I see it is, I've only been making music like this and putting it out for 1 year, and I have over 60,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, which is a good amount. I mean, it's no Drake numbers, but like 60,000 for myself.
That's
literally
respectable as shit for 1 year.
It's really good. 61,843 Buggie on Spotify, and then you got everything else too. So here, probably 2 months, man, you'd probably be at 120 or more, just the way as growth works, and it has
possibly, if I keep going up.
Yeah. And then once that Benton song comes out, because Benton is on fire right now, dude. It's ridiculous how good some of his music is. It's just like it's just flawless sometimes for him. He just kind of like you said, he just can write some stuff and it just sounds good every time.
Yeah, Jarren's dope.
That's the thing. A lot of these guys we're talking to, man, they've been in the game for a while, and there was a patch like through 2010 to 2020 now. There's a patch where it was probably hard to be a lyrical rapper. It was just hard to get your music out there because we were transitioning from CDs to this new Spotify, Apple world. So now these people are like, hey, man, I can get back in the game. So you're seeing all these guys jumping back in, new people getting in. So it's kind of exciting, but it's just getting everybody to listen. That's what we're here for. That's what we're.
Oh yeah, I'll smoke and drink a little bit each day.
Yeah. Well, you know how it goes.
I'm not. I don't like to advertise that, like to be like one of those dudes that's like, hey, drink and smoke, get high, get fucked up. That's not what I'm about, because I handle my business. I go to work every day.
So it seems like a lot of mainstream artists, quote unquote, like to glorify the use of drugs and gangster stuff, criminal activity in their music. So let's just talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, it's oversaturated. That market's oversaturated. I feel like they gotta start talking about some real stuff, because you gotta take advantage of the platform you have. If you got a bunch of people listening to you, well, why don't you say something worth it, right? You trying to get those kids to pop a pill and get high and do this and do that, or are you actually trying to get them to get motivated to make a change for the better, and say even social issues with the stuff going on, right? So that's what I'd rather talk about in a song.
This was dope, man. This was
dope. Buggie, man.
Yeah.
When you get back, you can become a regular on our show with.
Sounds good.
Writing on the blog with us, man. You can be the co-writer. But no, man. You can jump on the show with us whenever. If you want to bring on Mike, your buddy Mike, or if any other artists, maybe we can talk Jarren to coming on the show or something. That'd be cool. So. We know.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Thank you guys for tuning in to the latest edition of the Lyrically Rap podcast. I want to give a big, huge shout out to Buggy for that amazing interview that he did. And y'all make sure to follow him Instagram, Spotify, Facebook, wherever you can, YouTube. Follow Buggy, follow his career. You will not be disappointed. So again, thank you guys. Make sure to follow us at Lyrically Rap on all major social media platforms. And we'll talk to you soon. Peace.
Sounds good.
Figure it out, but yeah, we get you. You can jump on there as a special guest, man. Lyrically Rap.
Yeah,
Buggie Bars.
Yeah, appreciate you, Buggy, for real.
It was real.
Yeah, I'm happy we got to get out of the way, because I think if we would have waited, it would have got tougher with my work schedule being on the road and all that.
Yeah.
So it was good we got to do this.
You be safe out there, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We got some precautions we gotta take. That's why I took that test today, man, that COVID test.
Yeah. Well, I'd be more worried about moose. Moose, or is it called meese up there?
Yeah. Oh, no, it's moose. Yeah. It's
like,
gonna be
man,
cold
fuck
out
you.
there too.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Is it getting cold up there? It's getting.
Oh, yeah,
it's pretty
it's
nice
cold.
right now. It's like 70 here right now. I think where I'm at. I'm out in my garage in a freaking cut off T-shirt, so I'm doing good.
Yeah, it's kind of like that around here too. It's a little colder. It's probably like 60 or something, but that's still warm for right now. But
Yeah,
out
you guys-
there,
You're not too far from us, really. 4 or 5 hours north. But
yeah, I'm right by Detroit, right? I'm 20 minutes from Detroit.
yeah.
So